Hello, what is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here, and we're back again for today for something a little bit different and spicy. We are playing Illusion Tribal. Now, a viewer of mine, Metric O, suggested this on YouTube. In the comments, asked me to play it, and I said, sure, why not? I've made a few changes to the list that he provided, and I've come up with my own sideboard as well. There's not much in the terms of content for this deck. There's just like a few Dech Techs, a few leagues. Most of them are pretty outdated. Mostly it seems like it's pretty underwhelming power level wise. But yeah, we're going to see if we can streamline it a little bit better than everyone else, play a little bit tighter, and have a bit more of a relevant sideboard against the modern metagame. Alright, so how does this deck work? So it is a tribal deck with creatures. Obviously, you've got your standard Ether Vial here. So all the creatures are illusions. So Jason's Phantasm is a 1/1 flyer that gets +4/+4 as long as there are as long as there are 10 or more cards in an opponent's graveyard, or in any graveyard, pardon me. Now, I did look at other options to this, but there really wasn't that many, so most games it's just going to be a 1/1 flyer for 1. Phantasmal Bear, a little bit spicier, is a 2/2 for 1 mana, but when it becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Now, usually that's fine because most removal spells will kill it. The point where you lose out is if you get like Lava Darted or Electrolyzed or minus by a Planeswalker, where damage that wouldn't normally kill it gets sort of a free kill. Some of those things are rarer than others, but obviously it's fragile, and that's the downside to it being a 2/2 for 1 mana. All right, so coming over here, we've got Krovikan Mist, which is a flying creature with power and toughness equal to the number of illusions on the battlefield, both your side and your opponent's. And we've also got Ether Figment. Now, this one has unblockable. It has kick of 3, and if you kick it, it enters with 2 1/1 counters. So instead of being 1/1 unblockable, it will be a 3/3 unblockable. Now, to pump up all our creatures, we of course have Metallic Mimic here. Shapeshifter enters, chooses illusion. All other illusions that enter after that will enter with a 1/1 counter on them. And probably the MVP, which is Lord of the Unreal. This is a human wizard, so it is not an illusion. And it reads, illusions you control get +1/1 and have hexproof. So where does this become interesting and spicy? So Phantasmal Image can copy Lord of the Unreal. It keeps its illusion typing as per its ability here. So then it gives itself 1/1, and it gives itself hexproof, and it gives everything else 1/1 hexproof, apart from the Lord there. Other than that, we also have Illusory Angel here. So cast this spell only if you have cast another spell this turn, and it's a 3 mana 4/4 flying. Hopefully we're going to be able to cheat it out with Ether Vial. If not, maybe we can turn 4 do a 1 mana creature into this one. Of course, we've got Force of Negation because Modern is a horrible hostile place and don't leave home without your playset. And we've also got Glasspool Mimic, which can copy creatures we control. Unfortunately, it will get Shapeshifter Rogue in addition and not get the illusion typing, so it won't get the same niche interaction Phantasmal Image has. Phantasmal Image also has the upside of being able to copy our opponent's creatures as well, which is something to keep in mind. Other than that, we've got the playset of Waterlogged Groves to cycle there. We've got the playset of Cavern, playset of Mutavault, which is a 2/2 manland with all creature types. You can tap it in a pinch to up your number of illusions and buff your Krovikan. Even if it can't attack that turn, you can still activate it and buff it all up. So sideboard wise, of course I've got my Surgical Extractions because I love beating Omnath, and this card is really good at doing that. I've got my Pithing Needles, sort of a catch-all interaction suite for, Blast Zones, Oblivion Stones, etc. Anything you might be a little bit scared of in that regard. Now, I've actually got Ether Gust in the sideboard, a card I haven't played with yet, but hey, I hear it's good against Amulet Titan, and we might struggle against Amulet Titan. I'm not sure yet. We might struggle against a lot of things. Now, I've got Tail's End in here. which is quite interesting. Because it also serves a niche interaction in the deck where if our opponent looks to remove the Phantasmal Bear or the Phantasmal Image, we can counter the Sacrifice trigger, which is kind of cool. And also, I think it was John Bradley, I think it was, pointed out to me that I can counter a Chalice the Void trigger if in Bogles. If I cast a 1-mana aura, I can counter the trigger and get it through the Chalice, which is kind of cool and neat. Torpor Orb for mostly Skyclave Apparition, Hate Bear decks. Brazen Borrowers in there for good measure, something with Ensnaring Bridge. And probably like the only tech I haven't seen anyone else sort of utilize yet. I was watching a league and like this deck doesn't... It has a bit of flying as evasiveness, but it doesn't have like Island Walk. I guess it has a little bit of unblockable, but you can get chump blocked out pretty easy. And I'm going to include 2 Tempest Callers in the sideboard when my opponent goes wide with chump blockers. We're going to bring them in. We're going to tap down their board, and then we're going to attack through for the win. So looking forward to it. We'll get into the league shortly, and I'll see you all here soon. Apologies there. It wasn't actually John that provided us with the tech there. It was actually, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Vasigius, who came up and pointed that one out to us. So thank you very much for doing that, mate. Cheers. Okay, so here we are for match number 1, and we lost the Dinosaur. We are versing JRDC, and opponent is keeping 7. This hand is pretty full of 2-drops, but it looks mostly decent to me. I'm going to go ahead and keep as well. We've got 2 unblockable creatures and 1 with flying, so not too shabby there, in my opinion. Alright, opponent with the turn 1 Verdant Catacombs into Utopia Sprawl. Is this Heliod? This is Ponza. Okay. I'm just going to lead on Mutavault into Aether Vial here. I don't have any blue mana, unfortunately, so if my opponent Blood Moons here, it's going to slow down my tempo a lot. Looks like that's exactly what they're going for. It's not too bad though. We do have the Aether Vial though to help us out. This one might be spending a few turns on 2 mana here, judging by the looks of how this game's going at the moment. So we'll have to see how aggressive they are with everything they're doing. It's not the best Bloodbraid Elf, so we are going to get a little bit of time to come back into all of this. And then end of turn, we can vial in this Phantasmal Bear. Alright. Go ahead and tick this one up straight away. And we do actually find the island here, which is pretty nice. Maybe I should have saved that island until post-combat, but we're just going to go ahead and attack here. No blocks from our opponent. And second main, we'll go ahead and vial in this Krovikan Mist. And then we'll go ahead and copy it with Glasspool Mimic as well. Alright, so opponent knows exactly what's up, but I think it's worth it to get out that Glasspool Mimic. And you know, we've got 2 creatures with flying now, and we can make a pretty big board pretty quickly. I don't really like blocking here because if my opponent's loaded up with Stomp, they can do a bit of damage. Kill 1 creature, the other one shrinks. Another Magus of the Moon from my opponent. Find a Jace's Phantasm as well. No, only 1 blue mana here, so we can't completely empty our hands. But we can go ahead and buff up our board pretty nicely. Opponent goes for Lightning Bolt here. In response, we will active the Vial. Opponent should have done all this while we were tapped out. So we do buff the Mist there. And now we get to attack for 10. So I think at the moment We're in like a decent position because of our opponent's misplay. We'll see what they can do. 2 cards in hand. We could assume worst case scenario double lightning bolt. They could bloodbraid lightning bolt. Alright, so they just concede. Sweet. Well, we get game 1 against Ponza. Let's go. Not too shabby. And Aethergast seems like semi-reasonable here. Tempest Caller seems okay because they can put up a pretty big board state. These were Magus of the Moons as well, or Blood Moons. What was the first one? So they had a split between Magus and Blood Moon. I think Aethergust is definitely worth it because if we can turn on like 2 Mutavaults or something, that's huge. Brazen Borrower seems okay. I'm not sure we want these Blood Moons. These Force of Vigor negations, pardon me. They can protect a creature, but might not be the best. What else can we look to trim on? Maybe these Phantasmal Bears because they just sacrifice to an effect. Alright, let's go with that. Hand looks decent enough. I'm going to go ahead and keep. Opponent has mulligan to 6 here. And no turn 1 play for them. So we got a turn 1 Aether Vial in both game 1 and game 2 here. So that's pretty nice. And I don't know, maybe Scavenging Ooze. I'm not sure what he's playing on 2 mana. Collector Roof. Oh, that's pretty spicy. Damn. We will go ahead and alright, we'll stop that one. So yes. Took it up anyway. Yep, right on time. I want to put myself in a position where I can play 2 cards in a turn. I can play out a creature and just have it die here. I sort of like holding Aethergust because I do smell the Blood Moon. Brennan 6 is also going to be a problem though because our opponent can shoot our 1 toughness creatures before we establish a good board state. So we'll just Aethergust that. Fuck me, man. Any other mana ability? Jesus. Alright. So what do we want to run out first? Because if we just work towards having this creature, we'll be in an okay spot. I think Aether Figment's probably weaker than Metallic Mimic. Maybe we just want to attack for 2. We take 1 damage to do that. Let's commit something to the board so they use some description of removal. Okay. Damn, that Collector Roof annoyingly good there. So probably could have Aethergusted the Oof to my opponent's hand actually. Instead of countering the Renin 6. And then I could have killed the Renin 6 potentially. Alright, so he Renin 6's pluses attacks into me. Interesting stuff. Find Lord of the Unreal, which we cannot cast currently. If we lose our Mutavault to Lightning Bolt, that's really bad. Metallic Mimic here on Illusion. And might as well get in for 1. I don't like the position we're in this game. Alright, there is the lightning bolt. Alright, so now he's dealing with my creature with the Renin 6. I mean, so much of our hand is just dead here. We've drawn 2 Ether Vials, which are dead from the Oof. We've missed on, like, 2 lots of land drops as well. I think we're just conceding to go to the next one. Okay. Whew. Collector Roof OP. Alright, so let's look to use our Ether Gust. Probably a little bit better than what we used that one there. There's potential to Pithing Needle and name their Wooded Foothills. Stop a whole bunch of their stuff. That might just be being a bit greedy. I might just do it instead of the Tempest Callers though. See if we can high roll on the cheese. Alright, so match number 3, and we do have to play this time. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and keep this one, and let's just look to cheese them out. So yeah, Wooded Foothills is the common land that they've been using a lot. Fortunately, hand's a little bit weak to Blood Moon, and we do get single targeted removed pretty well, but if Pithing Needle is good, we'll be in an excellent spot. Ponza does play a large number of fetch lands, so just plays the Stomping Ground. Fine Ether Vial. I like the Ether Vial here. Opponent represented Lightning Bolt pretty strong there. Maybe an HS Claim, but that would be, in my opinion, overboarding. Think if we set up for a good next turn, that's probably the best thing. I'm just going to go ahead and activate this Mutavault and its hack. If it gets lightning bolted, that's unfortunate. He can't actually activate his Wooded Foothills. Never mind. Is this a Collector Roof? That would suck. A Braid. Yeah, you got it. Well, I told you Pithing Needle would be good. A Braid makes a lot more sense because it's it kills creatures too, right? Renin 6 now. Okay. If we draw land here, we can dump 3 creatures in 1 turn, which is pretty nice. Oh, that's a very good creature though. Wow. Okay. I kind of want to keep around this Metallic Mimic. Let's cast the Ether Figment and let my opponent do what he's going to do. Then we can instant speed in the Metallic Mimic next turn. Instant speed in a 5/5 Illusory Angel, and plus cast another creature. Opponent is definitely operating as the control deck at the moment. Looks like maybe a Bloodbraid Elf. Yeah. Finding Bone Crusher Giant. Man, that's some pretty good spice there. Get a pretty big body onto the board there. And he's still holding up Lightning Bolt mana. Alright, so game plan, metallic Mimic. He has got the lightning bolt. Oh, damn. Alright, we find Jace's Phantasm. We're starting to run out of stuff to do. Alright, we'll just cast these 2 cheap creatures. We'll see what other removal they've got, then we'll flash in a 4/4. We'll see if he Ren and 6 is pre-combat, because if he does, okay, he uses the plus ability of Ren and 6. So we can chump block this, or we can block out this Bloodbraid Elf with our Illusory Angel off the vial. That's annoying. Utopia Sprawl falls off though, so there's a bit of devotion gone. Alright, so active this one. Illusory Angel out. Has he actually got another removal spell? I think we have to block the Bloodbraid Elf here. I'll take the 4. And then we'll look to kill the Ren and 6 next turn. Okay. Find Pithing Needle? Oh, that's actually a good find. No, I should just be attacking him because Pithing Needle's not going to do anything here. Shit. I played that turn really bad. Okay, is there anything else this can name which is relevant? Maybe just Scavenging Ooze? Unfortunately, Phantasmal Image and our Mutavault are turned off here, though. Obstinate Baloth. Okay. Opponent is definitely the beatdown now. Oh god, what else has he got? Another Arbor Elf. Okay, not the worst. I'll take the damage here. We're going to look to maybe draw something else that's good. Maybe an island would be good. Okay, that's not going to cut it. Alright, do we want to keep our big guy around? Probably. Can't afford to take that much damage. If I chump block there and go like this, I take 1 damage. I draw Island. I can Ether Gust Blood Moon to hand. I can then Phantasmal Image copy my Illusory Angel. And I'll be on 3, dead to Lightning Bolt. I think it's my best line. I don't think I win this game if Illusory Angel dies. Despite the fact that this puts me in a pretty bad spot. Alright, cool. That one's gone. I think we could have won game 2 if we played our Ether Gust better than what we did. Definitely just needed to bounce the Collector Roof and misplayed that. So here we are for match number 2. We won the Darrell. We're versing a Boxer Boy. A Bazooka Boy, sorry. And we got this 1 lander here, operating pretty heavily off 2. I think it's probably worth the keep. We've got another 19 land sources in the deck. And with Force of Negation, maybe we get there, like, get a little bit of extra time to get there. We've also got like Double Lord and the creature that's buffed per number of illusions that I have in my play. So it's pretty high value here. Dredge. Yikes, this is going to be a tough one. Jace's Phantasms will get buffed though. I think I'd prefer look to counter a Cathartic Reunion than the Shriekhorn. Come on, land. Yes, you beauty. Calvin can't cast the Lord of the Unreal though, so we're just going to have to go for Krovakan here. My opponent's Narco Meepers will actually buff my Krovakan Mist as well. It's equal to all illusions on the battlefield, not just my opponent's. He's found a Dredger off the first active. That's annoying. Sure. Alright, Dredge prized Amalgam. What's he got on the follow-up here? Creeping Chill. Sure. Alright, there's the Cathartic Reunion. We'll go ahead and counter that. Ditch one of the Lord of the Unreals. Find Mutavault. Lol, we can't cast anything in our hand. We can cycle Waterlog Grove, but that doesn't really progress us. Alright, so we'll just pop up the Krovakan Mist by 1. Get in there for 4. Jace's Phantasm is now giant. No Narcomoebas yet. We do have a good amount of flying. We can just fly through for a decent amount of damage here. I'm going to opt to not crack this Waterlog Grove. I think we're probably high value if we top deck a land, we can play the Lord, and we can also attack with Mutavault either way. Update my league record there. It was a really close game against Ponza though. All that artifact hate just got us. Alright, what else you got, opponent? Alright, so opponent decides to reanimate the Ox here. It's a little bit scary. Gets prized Amalgam trigger. He's left with a... Oh man, he gets Narcomoeba. Get lost, man. What a hit. Well, they're going to buff up our illusion, but they're also going to chump block our creatures. I needed him to blank on these Narcomoebas. Alright, land. Land for the Lord. Alright, we'll play the Ether thingy. We'll attack for 9 and we'll buff it up by 1. If our opponent, okay, doesn't block, cool. Alright, so we'll hit him down to 8. We're on 15. He finds another Ox. Yikes, man. Stuff's gonna get messy real soon. I wonder if we would have been in a better position if we just countered the Shriekhorn. Possibly, but Cathartic Reunion's like the strongest spell to go off. I think they just got some good hits in their graveyard. Still, if he misses on flying creatures, we can possibly kill him. Or if he gets out of line with an attack, we could attack back with the Mutavault as well. So second Ox from the grave. He finds another 2 Creeping Chills. Is that all 4 Creeping Chills he's found off? Okay, he's found 3. It's pretty high value, man. He's all the way up to 14 now. Holy cow. So if we take this, we're taking 10 and we're dead. So we're going to block. Opponent's also got Conflagrate in the graveyard. They can flash back to deal X damage, which isn't good for us. Find the bear. Is there a world where I can win? It's probably a world where I attack with Jace's Phantasm. Then I block with 2 creatures. Is not enough. Block with 3 creatures. Take 3 damage. We're in trouble. We do have Surgicals in the sideboard though to do a lot of work for us. We got really close to doing well here, and then he just like hardcore stabilized. See if he somehow misplays. Definitely Surgical will be good. Torporob can like pseudo shut down their deck, but it's not very good. We probably want the Tempest Coolers though to tap their board down. So he hit the 4th and final Creeping Chill, did he? No. Not yet. He's got all the bloody Bloodghast out though. And dead to Alpha Strike, whatever. Alright, let's concede. Cool. Alright, so Surgical is good. Tempest Cooler is good. Birthing Needle could name the Ox. It could name Blast Zone. Oh no, actually the Ox is a alternate sort of cast cost. It's an escape cost, so it won't hit that. We definitely still want our Force Negations. Aethergust could Aethergust a Cathartic Reunion, but that doesn't really help us that much. I think we're going to look to trim on these Phantasmal Bears. Should be mostly okay in the air. I'm just going to remove all my bears. And we've got 1 extra card. Let's remove a Waterlogged Grove as well. Now, remove a Cavern. Cavern shouldn't be that important here. We want to be able to cast our Lord of the Unreals. If we hadn't Aether Vial that game, I think we would have won. The fact we couldn't empty our good hands out, good cards out of our hand there, made it all the worse. Boy, oh boy. What do we do here? We can do a turn 2 Lord into turn 3, not much. This hand's too awkward. We need a Mull. We keep this one. We bottom an Aether Vial. We've got Metallic Mimic plus doubled Phantasmal. Yeah, I think we can keep this one. Opponent has mulled to 6 as well, but Dredge does mull very, very well. The Shriekhorn. Alright, well that one's all unopposed. See if we can hit like a 1 mana creature, that'd be pretty nice. That's also a nice creature. It's not 1 mana, but I'll definitely take it. Alright, well this game's already looking like it's going to be better than the last. We can image copy Mimic and then Illusory Angel out, image copying Illusory Angel. We can get very big board. Opponent dredges two dredges in the bin off the first activation. Look at that stuff. Holy crap, man. Creeping Chill's coming down hard and fast. They get a Bloodghast back and then things stop. Okay, looks like he's casting a Life from the Loam as well. If we top deck a Surgical though, we can strip some stuff out of their grave. Hopefully before it hits the field. Fucking another 2 Creeping Chills, man. Are you kidding me? I can't handle this shit without like, all 4 Creeping Chills. All 4 Creeping Chills. He's chucked like 20 cards in the bin and he's hit all 4 Creeping Chills. Cool. Easy games. Easy life. Yeah, right on curve here. Jace's Phantasm. Beautiful. Alright, we'll play out Jace's Phantasm, enters as a 6-powered creature. We'll then go ahead and attack our opponent for 2. And Phantasmal copy Phantasm. Good news is he's not got any more Creeping Chills. So we might be okay. He's just got Conflagrate. He can discard 5 cards too. And another Bloodghast. Yikes, man. Yikes. It's a pretty good turn 2 from Dredge, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, here come the Bloodghast. Let's active this vial. Block these 2, and he gets back 2 prized amalgams here. Lightning Axe. Great. or Lightning Bolt. What's he got? 1 mana, 1 red mana. It can't be anything other than Lightning Axe, right? Cool. Why wouldn't you do that pre-blockers? Alright. Find another Metallic Mimic. I think it's probably a little bit too late for Metallic Mimic to shine. Can attack our opponent for 8. Start getting them lower. If we do nothing, they just conflagrate our face and we die. Want to attack with both creatures, or can put 2 down as blockers. We need to block 3 things. Alright, let's attack with the Phantasm. Nice thing is like Jace's Phantasms are enormous. The bad thing is we've been hit by 4 Creeping Chills, so we've had a 24-point life swing this game. Ancient Grudge, flashbacked. Get Illusory Angel out there. Illusory Angel. There he is. Aether Vial's down. So I think the only way we win this is by him misplaying. Even then, we've got 12, 14, 17 damage at best next turn. And he can flashback Conflagrate for 5. So we can't afford to take a single point of damage, but he's got 2 Bloodghasts here. I think we just lose. Otherwise, we could have top decked the 2-mana Lord, buffed our board and attacked for exactly lethal. He's probably going to shoot the Phantasm for 1, us for 4. Ah, cool. He's going to get in even harder than that. Cool. Alright, well, we lose this one. I feel like he high rolled pretty hard. We didn't see any of our hate either. Alright, so welcome back for match number 3 here. We are versing Chichuri Buick, and my little MTG bot here says he was last seen playing Jund a month ago, which is a bit scary because Jund will probably eat us alive with our 0 card advantage. His hand is like very slow. And Illusory Angel is probably too hard to cast reliably. Our lands deal a bit of damage to us. This hand's looking a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. And it's possible we want to drop the Phantasmal Bear just so that it's not weak to single target removal. Could just drop the Phantasmal image, but then we don't have the combo with Phantasmal Lord of the Unreal. Let's ditch the bear. Old turn 1, get my hand absolutely torn to shreds. Yep, beautiful. Hey, 5 Affair Temp. What's happening? You found my channel on Twitch. You love your stream. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening is one of my YouTube viewers requested that I play Illusion Tribal, so I'm giving that a shot. Trying my best to make it work, but it's pretty underpowered, so we're going to see what happens there. Have a look. The reference in the profile banner. Have a really great day. Okay, cheers, mate. See you later. All right. Thank you for the follow, Eva Designs. Appreciate it. All right, so here comes the Tarmogoyf. And I mean, that's not really the worst thing that could happen to us here. I think we sort of want to slow roll this Lord of the Unreal. If my opponent had more discard, you'd assume he'd be considering playing it. So we're going to go ahead and throw down to this one. Try and dodge removal. It's sort of weak to Ren and 6, but then they're not quite doing anything. Hey, Eva Design. I'm good. How are you, man? You notice that I don't have stream graphic yet. Not really looking at stream graphics right now, man. But yeah, thank you anyway. Liliana of the Veil. Okay, well that's not the worst thing that could happen. Big fat Tarmogoyf attacking us in the face is pretty bad for us though. So now we want to try and double creature. Find Illusory Angel. This is super awkward. Copy that Tarmogoyf, which is probably good value at the moment. Oh, good man. Yeah, have a great day, dude. Alright, so we got a big fat Tarmogoyf, and we need to choose between Glasspool Mimic or Lord of the Unreal here. We do need to make a land drop, I'm pretty sure. Let's play out the Woodlog Grove here. Alright, so hopefully nothing that can target Tarmogoyf. And then we can look to kill Liliana on the plus. Our Tarmogoyf gets to get grown as well from our Lord of the Unreal. So we will have the bigger Tarmogoyf. If we can dodge several million removal spells, that is. Lightning Bolt, right on time. Perfect. Difference the Aethervar would have made not getting like stripped out or just being on the play would have made. Right here. What else has our opponent got for us? No plus on the Liliana of the Veil. Of course, we draw Lord of the Unreal. Glassball Mimic can only be creatures we control, not our opponent. Our hand is still super gosh darn awkward here because we can't actually empty anything out right now. Really wish I didn't bottom that bear. Alright. That's only for illusions. We'll take all the damage here. I think we're probably pretty boned. People playing Terminate again. Guess he could just have Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push. What removal spell have you got, opponent? Yeah, fuck off. I'm done. He's had like 2 removal spells, Hand Disruption and Liliana, which acted as a removal spell with one big fat creature. And us not being able to empty our hands, so that's just super unfortunate. Aethergast has a chance to be reasonable here. I'm not sure how much else we're going to want, though. Maybe we want Pithing Needle to name Liliana of the Veil. That might be just getting a little bit too cute, though. Brazen Borrow is probably good because we get good tempo. I think Force of Negation is probably just too bad and card disadvantage, which is not where we want to be. I don't really like Surgical Extraction as graveyard hate here. Maybe I can strip extra removal, but that's pretty narrow. They've got like a good diversity of removal in their deck. Tower's End could counter our creature getting removed, the image or the Phantasmal Bear. Something to consider. So choice between these 3 cards. I think we want to keep our entire package. I think likelihood, like highest upside is probably Pithing Needle. Just high rolling off the Pithing Needle. Alright, so what do we got here? We've got an Aethervar hand with a good curve. Alright, we finally got a good curved hand. Let's keep it. Double Lord, protect our bears. Beautiful. Consider bringing in like Leyline of Sanctity just to in our sideboard just so we can stop all these discard decks from getting value. Could be an idea. Alright, so Aethervar trigger. Find Mutavault, that's unfortunate. I don't think we want to play into removal here. We can just chill until our bears get hexproof. We can just slow roll this a little bit. If they had discard, they would have discarded turn 1, so we're not really under that much pressure here. If they tap out for a Tarmogoyf, we can then Phantasmal Bear. Cool. Alright, that makes things a bit easier, and tick up the vial. Attack with the bear. And after no blocks, we'll vial in the other Lord. Alright, we've got a nice fat bear here, dealing damage. We're doing something. Pretty dead to triple removal spell. Currently, they can't target the Phantasmal Bear, though. Yeah, beautiful old Malmstrom Pulse. Why not? Nice one-of out the sideboard, just blowing us out. Cool. Find Jace's Phantasm. Alright, so we're just instant speeding this Illusory Angel. Look for some big attacks. Illusory Angel might be a little bit resilient to things like Fatal Push. They can sack a Peatland to get Revolt triggered though. Another Tarmogoyf. Could double block Tarmogoyf. We're threatening a lot of damage on Crackback though. Alright, anti-Fatal Push, anti-Lightning Bolt. Illusory Angel has got the goods. Alright, so now we're going to say always no to this thing because it's ticked up enough. We don't need it to tick up anymore. Find the Cavernous Souls. Beautiful stuff. Let's go ahead and name Wizard on this one, just in case we get another Illusion. Lord of the Unreal here. I'll cycle this Waterlogged Grove pre-combat. That is a good creature, though. I think we just want to active the Mutavault. Go for a big old Alpha Strike. Opponent can block a Phantasmal Bear. He's then taking 4, 6, 8, 9. He goes to 1. Unfortunately, we can't Vial in this Krovikan Mist at any point either. Vial's on 3, but it's definitely worth getting him with that Mutavault damage, putting him just down to 1. No Bloodbraid Elf, no tapping the Peatland anymore. So we've technically... damn. Okay, they have the Fatal Push for the Bear. That is fine. So they're going to go to 3 instead. Oh, Illusionary Angel is still pretty big deal. If our opponent gets to 4 cards in the graveyard, 10 cards in the graveyard, we get a buffed up Phantasm. That's probably not going to happen here. If he plays Fetch Land, cycles Peatland, maybe, but it seems pretty unlikely to me. So we're going to take a crack for 8. For 4. You do know we have flying creatures here. Unless he's focusing on blocking the Mutavault. He doesn't 2-turn clock me if he just attacks with 1 Tarmogoyf here. Alright, let's go ahead and attack with everything, and short of double removal spell, we should have the win. You can cycle Peatland into Fatal Push and then die. So Lightning Bolt, yep, there's 1 removal spell. Have you got the second? Of course, yep, there it is. Alright, so we go ahead, we put them to 1, and we've got 2 creatures to deal the lethal damage. One will have to chump block, actually. Okay, well, we've faced an absolute slew of removal spells here. Cycling that peatland. Alright, he's looking for it. He's chasing. Alright, can we deal that last point of damage with the Phantasm? That's the big question. You better not have more removal, man. That'd be so bollocks. You've already cast 4 removal spells. Man, he concedes. Shoosh. That was close. Holy cow. Alright, let's ditch these Pithing Needles for Ether Gust for a bit of tempo because that was real scary. Subordinate something extra at Tail's End. Okay, that can go back out. Alright. Okay, so we did sneak a game off Jund. This is a pretty decent 7-card hand. We're going to keep. Opponent has mulligan to 6 here. Ooh, buddy. Lord of the Unreal is going to be pretty difficult to cast without Aether Vial, and we have no blue mana for Ether Gust, so Thoughtseize take Aether Vial here would be pretty backbreaking. Looks like that's exactly what he's going for because, you know, they always have it on the play. Always have it. To pay them back, we better top deck an Aether Vial here. This is just not fair. Not even close to fair. The fact we've got no blue mana in hand that taps to this freaking Lord is just disgusting, man. Don't really have too much of a choice. I will run out the bear here. It does die to a removal spell or a red and 6 activation, but I haven't got anything better to do. Okay, Raging Ravine and tapped. That's something. We find Brazen Borrower. Man, give us an island. Here's the lightning bolt. It won't even be the fatal push. It will be the lightning bolt. It will be the better placed spell for the scenario. All right, well, we might as well commit a Crovacan miss to the board. All right, we want to see like a blue mana here, maybe a second one for the Lord. If we can get to a stage where we get an island and we can hold up instant speed interaction of either Ether Gust or Brazen Borrower, that's semi-reasonable. Thoughtseize, another Thoughtseize, yep, cool. All hand disruption. I think he takes the Ether Gust. Maybe he takes the Brazen Borrower. I don't think he takes the Lord because I'm really far away from casting it. Okay, he just takes the Lord. That seems odd. I think that's a misplay. It probably doesn't matter though. Cool. Land. Sweet. Alright, so I should play Jace's Phantasm pre-combat to buff this. Alright, just play it post-combat. I should have played it pre. Three cards left in my opponent's hand. He's starting to run out of gas. What's he got? Liliana of the Veil. Sure. If he makes us discard Ether Gust, that's fine. We can bounce the Liliana. Target player sacks a creature. Do we sack the Mutavault here? I need to keep Waterlog Grove around for blue spells. Alright, let's just sack the Phantasm. I think having Mutavault is probably more valuable. than having a random creature that dies to like an Anger of the Gods or something. Now, do we want to bounce this Liliana of the Veil? I think we want to just get rid of it for good. Alright, well, we find Mutavault, so we'll active the bottom one here, tapping the top one. It's the way you do that interaction. Then we get to send 2 to him, 2 to Liliana. Hold up, Aether Gust again. Alright, smacking on in. He's all the way down to 10. We're still on 20. Those Thoughtseers have dealt a decent amount of damage to him. And now we can start looking to tempo, maybe. Seasoned Pyromancer. So, yeah, Aether Gust all day, baby. Go for it. Double Mutavault, and then we get to attack for 7. That's pretty huge. Opponent concedes. Holy cow. We just took down Junman. Let's go. That's huge. All right, so here we are back for match number 4. We lost the die roll. We are versing Connus. And we have got a decent-ish hand here. We're going to go ahead and keep. We can pretend we're merfolk, essentially. Or spirits here. Opponent has mulligan to 6. Got pretty decent tempo with the hand. Turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Vial, instant speed Bear. And then we sort of need to rely on the top of our library a little bit after that. Maybe Mutavault can do some work. Alright, turn 1 Wooded Foothills into what have we got? Alright, we are versing a Ponza deck. We got Island and Aether Vial. I think this would be better served for maybe getting a Blood Moon. Alright, it's Heliod Company. We're doomed. No one beats Heliod Company. They just get free wins everywhere. Maybe I can counter an Elder Army's Call or Collected Company. Will require leaving the Phantasmal Bear in hand, though. This deck needs a nerf. It's too consistently good. Stuff's ridiculous. Alright. Him taking Aether Vial with Skyclave Apparition's actually okay for us. Like, we don't love the tempo, but it's not a Heliod. It's not a turn 2 Heliod, right? I think we need to jam the bear now. We're probably too far behind on tempo if we don't jam the bear. It's only bad if they've got a second Skyclave Apparition or a Walking Ballista, and they're probably not going to play a Walking Ballista on 1 just to target out the bear. I think I'd Walking Ballista on 2 and target it for 1. It's not like the most threatening creature, and they can, you know, deal with it anytime. Till we get our Lord on the battlefield. Then we're pod racing. Alright, what are we doing, opponent? What are we doing? Too scared. Oh man, please Collected Company or Elder Army's Call there. Land? Alright, we draw land so we can We can force negation a collected company here. Let's go ahead and attack this bear into the Skyclave apparition. I sort of smell a collected company. It's what makes sense on the curve. I don't mind trading this here. We do get a 1/1 illusion, which is actually kind of nice. And we definitely want to just hold up force negation here. We can play out a bit slower to blow them out here. So there it is. We knew it was coming. Opponent punished for letting us add mana to the battlefield there. 2 cards left in their hand. They're starting to run out of stuff to do. Looks like an Elder Army is cool. Nope, Conclave Mentor. Okay. Any follow-up? No follow-up yet. Interesting. Alright. Let's go ahead and attack him with both creatures. I want to pretend here that we've got a Lord that can pump them up. There is actually a Lord that does that, so pretending in this scenario is actually fine. Wow, he goes for it? That is so greedy, man. Alright. Opponent is the master at reading complex board states and bluffs. It's like... I feel like a better player won't risk losing the Conclave Mentor there. That is questionable. That is very questionable. Alright, here's the Elder Army's call. We can't do anything about this one. Yeah, he gets so blown out and loses a pretty precious combo piece to a token if we have the Lord there. That is not a good block. Alright. So, opponent on 14. We still need to amass some damage. I feel like we want to go double Metallic Mimic and slow roll the Krovikan. Gets the Walking Ballista. What a surprise. Alright, so... Walking Ballista on 1 can target the first Mimic. We can enter the second Mimic in response to him casting Ballista on 2. Actually, Ballista will enter on 3. That's kind of frustrating. Because he gets an extra counter from this stupid thing. Man, you got so blown out there if I've got the Lord. That is not even close to the right play. There he is. Alright, so we active the Vial here. Choosing Illusion. Alright, so he can trade this Walking Ballista for both our Mimics now. 1 card left in hand. Watch him just top deck the Heliod into a Spike Feeder and just win the match on the spot. Just leave this on 2. Oh, that is huge. That is huge. These can get hexproof. Alright, let's just look to attack with absolutely everything here. That is a massive, massive draw. Representing good damage here as well. So yeah, we've got 7 damage currently. Interesting blocks. I should have done this pre-blocks. Wow, he's just letting this resolve. Okay, that's really good for us. Alright, what you got, opponent? What you got? You have to spend 2 mana on this Lord to kill her, and then you got 1 mana you can maybe spend on that Mimic. Alright, he's shooting at the Lord, or at least shooting it to 1. Kill the Ballista, or he's killing the Mimic here. That is such a waste of your walking Ballista. Okay, he's pumped it up, right. Never mind. Pendlehaven OP. Shit, this card's annoying. Alright, still Krovikan Mist comes in as a 4/4. 5/5, pardon me. So 4 mana to put a counter on Walking Ballista up to... It'll put 2 on though because of the Conclave Mentor. So you can get a 3/3 this turn and shoot out my Mimics. Shrink my Krovikan Mist to 3 power. Cycle this Waterlogged Grove upkeep and then make my decision what I'm doing with Aether Vial. Looks like opponent drew Utopia's Sprawl for the turn, or else it would have been played previously. Great draw. Great draw, man. Maybe he didn't draw it for turn. Maybe he slow rolled the Heliod. Fuck me, man. This card's disgusting. This card is absolutely disgusting. Trigger on the stack. In response, cycle our Waterlogged Grove. Get more information about whether or not to tick up file. So I got 2 more 2 mana cards in the deck than 1 mana cards. Then 3 mana cards, sorry. So I'm going to leave the Vial where it is. Plus we can just potentially win with the Lord. Find Phantasmal Image. Okay. So we can buff up our Krovikan Mist here and just attack for the win in the air. We don't quite get there though because our opponent can shoot out Metallic Mimic and shrink us by 1. But then he loses his Walking Ballista. I think we can attack with everything. If he loses his Conclave Mentor, getting greedy by giving lifelink. Because we just... No, damage will happen simultaneously. Wow, he's done nothing. Okay, we'll active this Vial. That's pretty huge. We can also copy Walking Ballista, but that's not really going to do much. Alright, we buffed up our guys. You can give lifelink. Yep. So he'll lose this guy. He'll go to 9. He'll go to -1. Sweet. Okay, well, our opponent played that badly, and that is the only reason we won. Whew. Aether Gust, going to be good here. Tower's End, going to be reasonable. Pithing Needle seems decent. Force Negation was very good for us there. There's potential for Brazen Borrower Tempo as well. That might be getting to the stage of like overboarding though. So this Aether Figment is probably just a little bit weak. It's got unblockable, but It's like a 1/1 unblockable where this is like basically unblockable because flying is just as good against their deck. So maybe we can trim on 2 of these ethers. Can trim on a couple of our top end, these illusory angels, because they're going to take a while to get out into play. I might even just remove the whole lot and just act as a tempo deck. Do I want to go down any land sources here or an image or the other ether figments? Sort of tough decisions. Am I just overboarding? I don't think so. I'm going to remove Phantasmal Bear actually because it doesn't have flying. I'm going to bring back in these ether figments and we'll go with that. I think flying's probably going to be important here. Great. All right. Load it up. Load it up with all the good stuff. We're definitely throwing this one. Alright, well this is definitely a keep, and we can keep bottom 1 Jace Phantasm. Then everything else curves out pretty nicely. Maybe we bottom the Cavern of Souls actually. Cavern can just name Wizard and cast the Lord though. Let's bottom the Phantasm. Brazen Borrower, great draw. No turn 1 play for our opponent either. So we'll go ahead and get our Vial. Excellent tempo for us. Well, I'm already doing better than the league that I spent yesterday watching, which went 0-5. And I've also, you know, won more games in my lost matches as well. Opponent plays the Conclave Mentor. Find the island. I kind of like just tempoing our opponent and bouncing the Conclave Mentor here. Then we can flash in the Phantasm. Then we can Vial in the Lord the next turn. It's not super aggressive though. Plays around Skyclave Apparition better though. So yeah, I think that's the best play. Skyclave Apparition targeting Aether Vial would be annoying though. Interesting. Tapping white before cracking. Okay. Gets Forest, so he's not got access to double white here. Looks like a Heliod. No? Ballista on 1 maybe? So we can Petty Theft the Ballista to hand, and he will have to shoot us and do nothing, or we can Petty Theft the Conclave Mentor and it enters as 1. I kind of like Petty Thefting the Ballista. Veil of Summer? Alright, opponent. Alright, calm down. Someone's a little hurt from that Force Negation the other game. Jesus, mate. Alright, well, Brazen Borrower is gone forever now. Hot damn. Hot damn. The blowout. Alright, well, we have no choice but to commit this Phantasm to the board. See if our opponent just goes for the shoot now, or if he lets us untap and potentially put a Lord into play. He's just letting us untap, so once again he's playing poorly here, in my opinion. The Lord's definitely a better target. Find Mutavault. That's a good find. We have got like no interaction here, and we actually bought it in so much. After losing that Brazen Burrow, we've got nothing. All right, we'll cast this one out. We'll see if our opponent gets tricky here. It's likely he just Heliods and wins, but he'll take an extra turn to set it up. Go on, get greedy, opponent. Get greedy and start shooting. Nope. All right. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Bet he's got the second Veil of Summer as well. Okay. Well, that's a little bit late. Go ahead and get some attacks happening. Pretend that we're still active, maybe with another Brazen Burrow bounce or something. Unfortunately, opponent just had the whole combo in hand, and our only interaction he had Veil of Summer for, so... You know... Gotta feel a little hard done by there. So we get in for a bit of damage, not nearly enough for, you know, infinite damage, infinite life. And opponent's going to active and get the win. I hope he feels cheap and dirty. This deck is so dumb. Here we are playing good old Fair Illusions, taking scalps, and opponent's got all this bullshit going on. Okay, cool. All right. So, Top Rob can delay our opponent for an entire turn because the Conclave Mentor won't give that like cheap entering. Might be okay. Alright, so I'm going to bring in the 2 Torporobs and take out these Glass Ball Mimics and go super light on land and hope it doesn't matter. We got the Vials. Fingers crossed. Alright, so on the play, and we have found Force Negation, Pithing Needle, Torpor. This is a whole lot of good stuff. Can just name Walking Ballista. Yeah, alright, we're the control deck. We are the control deck. Gonna go ahead, name Illusion on this one, Pithing Needle, and we'll just go ahead and name that Walking Ballista. It doesn't completely shut off their combo because they can still Spike Feeder, but if we find the other Pithing Needle with the Pithing Needles and Torporobs, we will have shut down their entire combo. And then we just have to try and beat them with one creature at that point. White, okay, yeah, sure. And the Jace's Phantasm, that might actually end up being the fodder for Force Negation. Torporob down. Controller's here, baby. Opponent can still make a giant Walking Ballista and just attack us with it. No, did not have that Heliod. Oh, Captain Ranger of Eos? Sure. No trigger. No trigger. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? So we can double creature. which will add 3 power to the battlefield, and then we can potentially pitch our Lord of the Unreal to force negation if need be. If not, we make a giant board next turn. Alright, let's go. Spike Feeder. Okay, of course he has that half of the combo. Dirty, dirty stuff. Opponent is attacking us. No surprises there. We'll take the 3. Hopefully we draw a blue card so we can just dump this Lord of the Unreal to the battlefield. Okay, we do. Pump up our board nicely and start these attacks. So this would be good if he goes for a Collected Company. He's also missed a land drop, so he's got gas in hand. We can still just lose to infinite life, though. You just have it. You just have it naturally. Really? Okay. He's chilling out for a sec. Topia Sprawl. Sure. He probably still has it right here. Oh, Captain Ranger of Eos. Okay, well, going for the fair game right now. Sure thing. Take 3 damage here. We can trade with the Spike Feeder? We can trade with the Spike Feeder. I like Spike Feeder not being on the board. I value this hugely. Alright, getting rid of that is nice. He actually lets it trade. He doesn't like sack it in response for life or anything. Ether Vial. It's kind of late. So currently the problem is we're not winning the race. Think we want to cycle Waterlog Grove, try and find something. If we can change some Krovikan's Miss, we might be doing okay. I'm gonna name Wizard on this one. And anything else here that we want to do? Play Ether Vial, have a cycle open. Play Ether Figment. Let's play Ether Figment. Losing that Lord makes things harder, but maybe we can get there. I think we need to top deck Krovikan Miss to do it, though. Because I think I need to trade this one off this turn. Take 3 damage. Collected Company, just when we couldn't actually do it. The one time we don't have, the only turn in this entire match where we have not had something to pitch. Stop the Collected Company. Maybe he hits nothing. Let's see. Maybe a couple of Arbor Elves. At this point, Arbor Elves are also a little bit of a threat though, because our life is super low. It's not just jam creatures onto the battlefield, so that's something. Maybe they're walking ballistas. They don't exactly enter very big. Conclave Mentor and Heliod. Like it was a hard decision. You got all this shit. Like that was a hard decision, man. Really? Fuck me, dude. If we go to 2... Probably not getting there. I think we're better off going to 2 and keeping our board state, keeping a big Crovican. Maybe then we can shrink this crap down. What do we find, if anything? Cool. So I'll use the Illusion Land to cycle this Waterlog Grove. Yep, right on time. Right on time, Ether Vials. Cool. All our land sources. We took out 2 land sources and we drew all the ones we didn't want. Damn. Well, I'm going to chalk that up to we lost to ourselves and we didn't lose to our opponent then. So definitely a familiar story of Heliod combo being the bad guy. I think we're definitely the good guy this time. No one's going to argue that. We're not playing Bogles, so yeah. Alright, so here we are for match number 5, the 5th and final one of this Bond League. We lost the die roll. Opponent is on the play. They've mulling it to 6. We're going to keep this hand. We've got a pretty nice curve on this one. Potential, we lead on Waterlog Grove and then just take a bit of extra damage so we can guarantee the Lord of the Unreal. I think that's probably quite wise. So let's play the Jace's Phantasm. Maybe our opponent might think we're on mill or something. Mill, you know, splashing for that Waterlog Grove. Hate bears. Oh no. Oh no. Stoneforge Mystic, get out of here, man. Batterskull. Interesting stuff. Yeah, so I like casting Lord of the Unreal here. It's exposed to a Skyclave apparition, but I think the best chance of us winning this game is to get that down, copy it with Phantasmal Image, and then we can, you know, play out a bear as well, all in the same turn. So we'll amass a pretty big board state quite quickly. And then the final turn after, we can, like, Phantasmal Image Jace's Phantasm. Cool. Alright, well, only one spell a turn now. Opponent is adequately terrified. Oh no, our land's entered tapped. Alright, we have amassed our hexproof, so we'll attack. We've now got force negation interaction too. It's probably not going to be relevant, but maybe my opponent decides to go ahead and play a Sword of Feast of Famine or something on hardcast for some weird reason. I don't know. Alright, Batterskull coming down. Nope, Sword of Fire and Ice coming down. Alright, I clicked away that Batterskull preemptively there. So he's going to equip that and look to start attacking. Then he can shoot this Lord. Unfortunately, I don't have flying, so I can't block. Boo, mate. Boo. So no longer gets hexproof and is just dead to a Sword of Fire and Ice active. I mean, that's just a really fucking bullshit card to just arsely have in your hand, isn't it? Just like, we just can't beat that value. Jace's Phantasm is much too small to block. And again, only one spell a turn, so... Really good synergy with Stoneforge Mystic, that card. Looks like he is running the mono-white variant here. Man, this is a fucking annoying card. Okay, he's just attacking face with it? Maybe we have a chance. Thalia, sure. This is interesting. So we can Phantasmal Image copy his Archon, at which point we'll also have a 4/5 and we'll be able to like trade the blocks. All right, let's go ahead and attack with both creatures. No, we can't attack with this one because Batterskull, right? All right. So we both have 4/5s. We can bounce. His non-basic lands enter tap now. Gets this stupid Batterskull into play. Super for free. Force negation never looks so bad. This is going to be a tough matchup. I don't think we can get there. I've had enough time versing this deck with Bogles, let alone with freaking vulnerable creatures. Maybe we can like Ether Vial protect a creature and blow out their tempo of Skyclave Apparition, bring in like the Lord to protect a creature. Phantasmal Bears seem bad, and this card actually probably won him the game because it meant I can't extend onto the field here. He's just attacking with a germ? What? What is he doing? Okay. I don't get it. He's got Maul or Skyclaves, doesn't he? I think we need to risk it, but I think he's got Maul. Of course he freaking does. Cool. Fuck this game. He had all his one-ofs in hand apart from Batterskull. He only fetched one and he had all his others just naturally in hand. Brilliant. Brilliant skill. Alright, so a fair bit of our sideboard does stuff here. I think we want to take out the bears because they just suck. If we're bringing in the Torpor Orbs, we might actually want to take out these Phantasmal Images. Because they... It's not an ETB. It says you may have Phantasmal Image enter as a copy. Is Glasspool Mimic an ETB? No, it's a you may as well. Okay, well that's not too bad. I definitely think we want our big Illusory Angel here. Maybe take out this Ether Figment. Alright, we'll try that. We'll see if we can recover the win here. Frustrate our opponent. Alright, cool. We'll keep this. Really good curve. Has our best creature. Has our second best creature. I'm going to name Wizard there in case there's a scenario where I randomly want to play this. I can play the Illusion either way, but the double blue's the taxing part. Turn 1 Vial versus Turn 1 Vial. Okay. We actually get a very aggressive hand here. So go ahead and play this guy out. Pass the turn. Next turn we can Lord and Phantasmal Image copy Lord. And then there's one Ether Vial in hand is dead, but that's just going to have to be how it is. This creature is like by far our best creature, I reckon. It's between these two. Like they're both just the ones that can get big. So this is going to end up being an attack for 4, which, I mean, that's a decent clock, right? Path to Exile? Oh, buddy. That's annoying. We're going to take the time to copy this anyway, though. It's not going to stop the ability, but we're going to at least get down a new Lord, still hit him for 3. He never didn't have it. Flicker Wisp. Well, that's fucking annoying. He goes after Ether Vial instead of the Lord. Alright, I'll take it. That seems entirely wrong. I'm gonna attack in. My guess is... Oh, that has flying as well. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Alright. We can play a Vile second main here. That's frustrating. At least this... Yeah, this has hexproof from itself, actually. That's why he didn't target it. It gives itself hexproof and a buff. I might end step cycle the Waterlog Grove here. I'm like running out of gas really badly. Hopefully my opponent hardcasts like a sword or something. Currently Force of Negation is doing absolutely nada. Alright. Gas? Gas? Okay. So he's just going to go after Ether Vial. That's fine. It's a good draw. Annoyingly, our opponent is keeping us off of our Illusory Angel here, which is probably a card we need to get onto the battlefield. Both our creatures have hexproof here. I guess we just slow roll the board state and see what we can do in a future turn. Cycle this one. Okay, well that's a good land finally. If we attack in here, we have a chance to get like jump blocked out pretty hard. He's keeping one Vial on 2, the other on 3. And he's not Vialed in anything end of turn. We need to get to having this flying creature in play so we can just attack in the air. It will enter as a 5/5 and it will go up to a 6/6 or even a 7/7, sorry. Alright, let's Vial active. Says vulnerable to Skyclave Apparition, but that's probably okay because it's more important we get our Ether Vial up to 3 than keep this creature around. Path to Exile. Look at him go, man. Look at him fucking go. All the paths, dude. Let's open this MTG Goldfish. How many paths are you running, buddy? 4 Path to Exile's main deck. Beautiful, beautiful draw there. So just going to pass this one. Vial and Illusory Angel when we get the chance, and then we're going to start the beatdown. Thalia, sure. Yeah, he literally has one copy of each of his equipments in his deck. And he naturally drew 2 in that other game. Winds of Abandon? Shit, man. That's not a card I want to get blown out by. He's running 3 copies of it. Alright. Here's the time. We've assembled the combo. We've got out a big guy. A big 6-power angel. You better believe it's got hexproof, buddy. Comes the Vile Active for Archon. Yep. So say always no to this because we're pretty much curved out. I guess we can technically draw another card. How much is Wings of Abandon to overload 6 mana? My opponent currently has access to 5. It's probably too late to active Mutavault because it has to be done attacker step. Okay, my bad. I should be attacking with the Mutavault here as well. We cast this, costs 1 extra mana to play. I think it's fine. Because we can force alternate cost and then just pay a mana. This shuts down his Stoneforge Mystics from searching out his equipments as well. Opponent attacking back in the air. That's fine, we'll just go ahead and take that. Find island. Alright, so let's go to our beginning of our combat. We'll activate the Mutavault. And we will attack for 6, 9. See what that provokes from our opponent. So either another Archon or a Flicker Wisp here. Skyclave Apparition? Sure. Well, now he's dumping all these stupid creatures out of his hand, isn't he? Lead an Arbiter, sure. What are the blocks, opponent? I'd say Thalia is probably the most annoying creature there with the first strike. The next most annoying being Leviathan Arbiter. So we'll kill 2 of his creatures and he can leave these 2 Skyclave Apparitions around. If we do kill this other Skyclave Apparition... Oh no, they prevent the damage? Okay, sure. That makes sense. We couldn't kill 2 creatures anyway, though. Yeah, but if we do kill this Skyclave Apparition, the spirit, the illusion that we get will get the buff, which is nice. So we lose Mutavault. Not the end of the world. Opponent with 0 cards in hand, no tricks left. So he's going to be playing off the top of his library here. He's down to 5. We are threatening his life total. Might actually get there. Opponent concedes. All right. And maybe he forgot this has flying, but all right, we get to game 3 here. Sheesh. Well, the Metallic Mimic's just like a little bit cute then. I kind of feel like the Metallic Mimics are a bit cute, and their Disynergy with Torpor. I think I'm going to take out all of them for these Ether Figments. Alright, let's go with that. So 1 mana hand here with no Ether Vial, no 1 mana creatures, obviously a mulligan. This hand is looking better. We're going to keep it. I'll bottom a Phantasmal Image. Actually, this is probably a mull. It's very awkward without cards. We might not be playing anything until turn 3. Alright, so we can name Ether Vial with Pithing Needle and potentially shut them down. It's bad if they have Stoneforge Mystic, but I think it's worth going for. It's will hit our own Ether Vial too. Let's go for high risk, high reward though. Lead an Arbiter, sure thing. Feel like we can get better value off this Phantasmal Image. I think I'm just happy passing the turn. Setting up for both Jace's Phantasm and Illusory Angel in the same turn, but I'll play Phantasmal Image next turn. Then we might get a 3 mana effect. We might get like even a Skyclave Apparition out of this. We find Force of Negation. Interesting. I think we can get better value off Phantasmal Image, so I'm just going to leave it in hand for now. Not concerned about taking 2 damage, especially when he didn't commit a second creature to the board and he missed a land drop, so... Alright, so I'm going to unload double creature here. I'm sort of fearful that my opponent's going to have the Skyclave Apparition and they're slow rolling it, but then we can Skyclave, take their Skyclave, get a 3 mana creature back, Path to Exile, of course. Of course. And then we can also play Krovikan Mist in the same turn and get decent tempo onto the board. There's a Skyclave Apparition. I think that was always coming down. Be interesting to see if he goes after the creature or the needle. He goes after the needle. I think that's probably the smarter play, really. Find Tempest Cooler. Yeah, Phantasmal Image. If you got the Flicker Wisp, you got it. Opponent concedes. Holy shit, we get the 2-3. We returned, man. That's huge. Fucking Spirit's OP. That was such a rage concession. Alright, well there might be actual like some play with this deck where it's semi-decent. Your good hands are definitely Ether Vial hands. I think we had too many Cavern of Souls here. We want to go down on 2 and just add an extra 2 islands to the deck. Maybe we could have like 3 Caverns of Souls and go down on a Mutavault or something. We definitely need ways to cast Lord of the Unreal though, and we did see Blood Moon was an issue. Jace's Phantasm got big in the Dredge matchup, not really anything else, but I guess that's understandable. It might get big for a turn against Uro, but that's probably it. Phantasmal Bear, we didn't have it do too much work. Obviously, the real strength of Phantasmal Bear is when it's protected by Lord of the Unreal and can't be targeted. I did like these 2 mana evasive creatures. Krovikan Mist was particularly good. Ether Figment definitely pulled its weight in spots though. Lord of the Unreal, yeah, definitely the MVP of the deck though. I'm not hugely in love with the Metallic Mimic, but it does okay on curve, where this does okay on curve or as a top deck. Illusory Angel, really good but really frustrating if you can't play it. To enable playing it, obviously Ether Vial helps, just cheating it into play. Other than that, you do want to keep a decent number of 1-mana creatures out to help you, and you need to make your land drops, so maybe cycling the Waterlogged Groves isn't as good if you've got one of these on the battlefield. Force Negation was good. So sideboard wise, we brought in the Surgical Extractions. They didn't exactly do much. Maybe I need to stop trying to make this be like Bogles, and ditch the Surgicals for something more real like Relic of Progenitors. I think more testing would be needed to actually form a proper opinion of that. And Aethergust was pretty good. I could see us going up on Aethergust. Tail's End didn't really do much for us. I think in the Heliod matchup, if you're going to be looking at casting it, you're probably tapped out unless you have Ether Vial. And only running 2 copies in the sideboard puts you at pretty low value of hitting that. Might be better off just going for more Needles, more Torpor Orbs. Brazen Borrower seemed mostly decent, but got blown out by that Veil of Summer. And Tempest Cooler, we saw it come down there. It might have played a valuable part in the matchup against Hate Bears, but our opponent conceded before we got that far. They had enough at Phantasmal Image, I think. But yeah, Phantasmal Image proving its worth. And other than that, I think I'll go ahead and put forth something. I did go ahead and Theorycraft Splashing White. I decided to go against it, and the Mono Blue was just sort of probably going to be better and more consistent. I'm sort of glad that I did. The main advantages to this is Giver of Runes can protect you, Lord of the Unreal. It slows you down, you're slightly less aggressive, but that's okay. Unsettled Mariner is also pretty good, but your Phantasmal Bear can still be targeted and sacked. Same with your Phantasmal Image, which I haven't actually got in this list, which is definitely a mistake. Mirror Entity would be the most interesting tech for this list. In the interest of maybe this being an archetype going forward, I'm going to point this out. So it's a changeling shapeshifter, so it'll have, it'll have illusion as a creature type. So you can X active, so until end of turn, creatures you control have base power and toughness of XX and gain all creature types. So the point where this is sort of interesting is if your opponent targets a removal spell on Lord of the Unreal, you can actually active for 0. All your creatures will go to 1/1s from the Lord of the Unreal static effect, and your Lord of the Unreal will actually get hexproof and fizzle the counterspell. So that's a little bit of a niche interaction that I sort of looked at and thought was cool and maybe worth running. As far as the deck I run was concerned, I saw a lot of lists running Dismember. I didn't really like it. I didn't include it. I'm not unhappy that I didn't include it. I think this deck probably works better in a tempo sense with maybe bounce effects like Brazen Borrower, Ether Gust, even tapping down with Tempest Cooler here as well. But yeah, that was awesome. Really happy to get the result that we got. I was definitely nervous going into the league, running something with such little power level, but looks like it paid off mostly, and we got the good result. I'm going to call that a respectable result, a 2-3. We definitely versed real decks as well. So make sure to leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, guys. This was definitely nerve-wracking, and I did put time into this one, researching other builds and refining my own. Let me know what you think yourself, if you're going to try out something similar in the future, or if you're going to wait for maybe more powerful illusion to be printed into the format and then maybe revisit it. Yeah, as always, have a great day. I'll see you next time, guys.